Hey, friends out there, this is Thursday, April 28th, 2022, and it is just about 5:38 in the morning here in Northern California. And as usual, I'll talk about a few different things today. My voice is still out, and I've got some auxiliary reasons for that aren't related to COVID, though I believe I've had it. Probably everybody has. I never was tested for it. I was tested once and I didn't have it. But it's like our governor here in California said, and I believe that it made a lot of sense when he first said it in the beginning of 2020. I think it was around March when this thing first broke out. And he said, hey, don't worry. Everybody's going to get it. And for most people, it'll be like a mild cold. And I believe that's really about the extent of it. But for some people, it was dire and tragic, and we've lost close to 1 million people here in the United States, purportedly. But Cheryl Atkinson on her show, The Full Measure, she reported that a lot of those claims of deaths from COVID were anything but, and it was bizarre, but it was coming from the horse's mouth, so to speak. It was a woman she was interviewing that was in charge of keeping the records for some county or the city, whatever it was, but and stating the cause of death. And just because somebody has COVID and they die in a car accident uh, doesn't constitute a death by COVID, right? You would agree. I think everybody would agree. So that's insanity. I mean, propaganda. Who even wants to believe it's propaganda? How perverted are the propagandists? The slaver class. How desperate are they at this point in history? I'm starting to wonder if this thing was an accident, some laboratory. But that's related to money, too. See, money brought this on us. None of us can escape this plague of money. It's horrific. I mean, you want to stand before God on Judgment Day and justify money in any of its sundry forms. Not me. Not me. When I see how easily it corrupts the hearts and minds of men, and so many people are driven over the edge. I mean, the homicides. We start wars where innocent men, women, and children are dying because somebody's trying to make money and stay relevant. I mean, does it get sicker than that? Listen, friends, if you're feeling sad, depressed, sorrowful, whatever you want to call it, mournful, there's a lot of terms for it, but melancholy maybe. Listen, you're not alone. And besides that, listen, you may not need to hear it, but you're forgiven. Not only are you forgiven for feeling that way, you've got sound reasons to feel that way. God understands. And that's exactly how we're supposed to feel. So embrace it. I'm sorry. I don't like being sad. I want to be filled with joy constantly, right? Who doesn't? What's the best feeling in the world? Joy, bliss, not a care in the world. Everything's going to be all right, you know? But look, warfare, violence, this stuff is serious. And the God of the Bible, the God that I believe in, the God that I know and trust and worship, hates violence. I mean, you would too. It's as simple as put yourself in God's position, which every one of us has the capacity to do. It's not being religious to believe in God. It's okay to believe in God and trust in God alone. You can't trust a man. What the hell can I do for you? I can't save your life. I can't save anyone's life. I can't save my children's life. I can't save my own life. All I can do is point to one that can. But this world sucks, man, and we got enough to contend with. Just being human. The lot of a human being is a tough row to hoe. Yeah, I was making some points this morning. I was thinking about all the reasons we have to be lamenting and just sorrowful and sad and just, like dark cloud hanging over the collective head of humanity. Of course we do. We're in trouble, man. Runaway inflation. You know what kind of fear that induces? Some people profit. For some people, it doesn't hurt them at all. And for other people, it's deadly. It's a freaking dagger through their financial heart. Fear. Real, tangible fear. Feel it. Pick it up through osmosis. You're their brother or their sister. We all are. We're interconnected, inextricably so. God made it that way. It's a failsafe to make sure things get done. This is where the knowledge in the book of Daniel he talks about in the last chapter, which is ominous. We got Generation Z. Tell me that's not ominous, okay? But when he talks about knowledge being increased, that's where the knowledge is. It's the empowerment. Say no to these evil men. Expose them, stand up against them, and say, sorry, the worm is hereby turning, I declare. Not with violence. That's why all the previous revolutions failed, because violence was injected. And God was displeased with violence. This is way heavier, and these evil men know it. They know it. They know they've been busted with their pants down. Their shriveled little winkies have been exposed. And it's high time that the emperor was exposed. But at the uppermost echelons of power in this world, and it doesn't get higher than those controlling the purse strings. And we all know that the executive branch of our government and the congressional branch and the senatorial branch, they're all involved in this. I'll leave the Supreme Court out of it. I kind of like judges for the most part. I like them because they're ethical. You know, that's their job. It's a lot of ethics. But these damn politicians, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. Screw them all. There's a handful I'd say, okay, they're good, decent politicians working for we the people like they're supposed to be doing. But the rest are sellouts to the money printing class, man. Those controlling the purse string, they know which side their bread is buttered on. Duh. I mean, that's their message to the public. Well, of course, we love money. Yeah, we'll stab you in the back. Don't give me this. Well, you did hire me, so I'm going to do what thou wilt, what I want. Screw you. I'm going to suck up to the money printers, let them keep watering down our money, putting us in debt. As long as I cushion and insulate myself from that runaway inflation by taking more and more through overt graft, loopholes, legitimate graft, whatever methods they use. All these people, look at the wealth of Obama now. Is that why they, I mean, or this is just a perk? Oh, well, you were so great that you ran for president and, you know, and you won and you deserve to be uber wealthy now. I mean, it's just a load of, you know what? It sickens me to my core. And it's evil. And you need to know it's evil, and we all need to stand against it. We need to get rid of the divided party system. Don't you understand? This is all part of their plan. Division is the name of the game for these people. They're like gangs opposing each other, but constantly sucking the whole public in their violence. Oh, better watch out. The stray bullet doesn't get you because, you know, we got these weapons and these AKs and whatnot, and, you know, we'll wreak havoc in your town if you don't give us some attention, man. We're bad boys. You're the Reds and the Blues. You think you can win that game? We got to banish them all. Just treat them like, that's yesteryear, dude. That's history. That's obsolete. We don't play that game anymore. We're on to you. We're knowledgeable. Daniel chapter 12. It's here. The worm is turning. Get ready, you evil men. You're going down. Money will no longer rule this realm on planet Earth. It's being reclaimed by the Creator God Almighty, who owned it, the only legitimate owner. And we're his equally beloved children. And just you do the same thing as him. Say, share. Get along with each other. And there's no need for money. Damn it. You think God's not pissed? If you're feeling pissed about all the people shoving this melancholy crap down your throat like I am, The pandemic, the war in Ukraine. Now America's involved indirectly, but directly. It's okay. It's good. We're helping the freedom fighters. Yeah, what if Russia was over here helping the South during the Civil War? How would you feel about Russia? How do you think they're feeling? He's got 80% approval rating from his people. You think hundreds of thousands of lives could have been saved in the Civil War if the idiot Southerners had just surrendered, right? That's a matter of fact. So maybe that's what Ukraine should have done. When they said, he's going to blow us out of the water, man. Submit, what do you want? Whatever, Putin, they can even be sardonic about the negotiations. Zelensky wants to be a wise guy with Putin, so be it. But suck up to him. Kiss his butt, okay? I'm just saying, look, I believe in freedom as much as the next guy, but anybody that thinks they're born free because you're born in America, you are, my friend, delusional. I mean, I guess there's no better word. You're just delusional. You're not free. Do you have bills to pay? You're born free. Financial freedom. So many people have it later in life. But you know what? The time that you really want is when you're young. 0 to 40, man. You're living the life of Riley. When you're vital and you can really enjoy your body. That's it, man. If I'm going to set people free financially, let's start with the youngest people. 0 to 40, you're young. 40 to 80, you're middle age. 80 to 120, you get to call yourself old, like aged fine wine. But, I set everyone free. Because it's easier to fall into a routine and go to a job. And, who needs anyone telling you what to do or when to do it? You work together like teams. Sometimes you do, get up and do stuff because you want to. We have an instinct, my friends, to not be lazy. It's that simple. To use your God-given abilities, talents, and to be appreciated. I mean, do you appreciate the people working in the farms and the factories, driving the trucks, working in the stores, taking care of your food? Do you appreciate that? I do. Very much so. Everybody wants that feeling. Sometimes I think I'd love to go scrub toilets. Literally, I've thought that. I do a really good job. I keep a clean toilet. And they get messed up easy. And if people don't care, it gets gross quick, man. One day. You wonder why you got custodians and janitors out there? You think that's not pretty important? Think how gross toilet seats would be without these people. But I've thought, I wouldn't mind maybe doing that if I'm long appreciated. People could think what thou wilt. But humility is a beautiful thing. And it's a test that we men particularly have to learn. Women, for some reason, it's just the nature of the beast, find humility easier to obtain. I was thinking about this quite a bit today too, that this is probably where the term test in testosterone came from. Women have a little bit of it. Maybe that's because they're not required to take the toughest test like men, that we really need to learn humility. It's okay to apologize. It's okay to just, get slapped on the face and turn the other cheek like Chris Rock. It's okay. In fact, that's good. We're supposed to. And as far as all these sorrows, just remember that Christ said, look, you must hate your life in this world to have everlasting life. It's kind of like getting it. When you get it, you see the mind of God. You start sharing it more and more because you're on the right path. You're just open to truth and logic and just being honest with yourself and, trusting something. It can't be human. They can't save your life, but trusting God to save your life, to do what's promised in Scripture. He gives you a vastly better body, one that can't die anymore. It doesn't get better. God, you can't improve on God. And, that's it. That's all you got. When you take your last breath, like Christ on the cross, into your hands I commit my spirit, Father, because we know not from whence we came or where we're going. All we can do is try to get an idea of what this God is like and if he's worthy of our trust. And do we have any options? Is there any alternatives out